It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Justin Bieber, the pop icon who taught us all how to never say never, broke silence on the scariest secret. At 30, Bieber is grappling with his name popping up in connection to Sean Diddy Combs, who's currently facing allegations of trafficking and other serious misconduct. There is footage of Justin after Diddy's party.
Shocking footage of Justin Bieber after a Diddy party has emerged.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Justin, stop it.
His mouth was stitched up.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
As the scandal unfolds, people are revisiting Bieber's teenage years, where his association with the music mogul seemed harmless until now.
Maybe that's the price you pay for the money, fame, and it. And everybody saw me sick.
I feel funny. Is this real life?
Yes, this is real life.
I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me.
Don't touch your stitches, Justin. Bieber, don't touch your stitches.
What's happening?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about.
In an Instagram story that screams Cryptic Bieber, he asked his followers, "How can I believe Jesus is with me?" before answering his own question. Well, for me, Justin, it's just his goodness that keeps convincing me. Yes, he referred to himself in the third person. Classic. But what exactly does this have to do with his past association with Diddy?
So these videos of Diddy with Justin Bieber when he was only 15 years old are resurfacing, and the one thing that I want to ask is, why was a 40-year-old hanging around with a 15-year-old? Why did no one think that was an issue or a red flag? And also, listen to what he says in this clip.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
This is literally the definition of grooming, and Justin, who was only 15 here, he was new to the industry and definitely very impressionable.
The timing of the post has led to speculation, especially since sources say Justin has been struggling with personal issues since news of Diddy's alleged misconduct broke.
It looks like Diddy is asking him if he has a wire. Justin says no. Then Diddy checks to see if he has a wire. Yo, this is some sick shit, man.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark, but I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully learn from it.
Well, for me, music comes from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it comes from this youthful naivety and this desire to escape something. And then you get out there in front of the world, and then it comes from a place of wanting more of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, and like.
Rewind to Bieber's teenage years, a time of swoopy hair, global fame, and questionable industry connections. Back then, his association with Diddy was painted as a mentor-mentee relationship. Diddy, the seasoned mogul, and Bieber, the fresh-faced kid taking the industry by storm. Sounds innocent enough, right? But in light of the recent allegations, those memories have aged like a bad tabloid headline.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come in LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So, every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but come get the front shot of this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
Where we go?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy.
From public events to private parties, Bieber was frequently seen alongside Diddy, a connection that now feels more unsettling than nostalgic.
Bieber, stop.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Just stop it.
Did you notice he licked his lips when he said once you're 16?
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet. 16.
You're not ready. Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Then.
Fast forward to now, and insiders claim Bieber was completely disgusted by the accusations surrounding Diddy and found it hard to process his own history with the man. It's not hard to see why. Imagine being a teenager thrust into a world where power dynamics aren't just unbalanced, they're practically toppling over. Bieber's experience might have been sold as glamorous, but the reality was likely far messier.
Did you see the Justin Bieber interview with this one guy he did where he's crying?
Yes.
I don't know. Did you see that?
He's talking about Haley, and he's bawling back because he doesn't want that to happen to her.
This is the one where he says he was living in shame.
If you find this clip, and he's interviewing this guy, and the guy, the way he's doing the interview makes him feel very comfortable.
Here we go again. Diddy has just been placed on
watch in the New York prison, which has seen multiple deaths in recent years. One through stabbing and numerous through suicide. Some other high-profile prisoners to be kept in there include R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Sam Bankman-Fried. Both prisons are in New York, but the one that Jeffrey Epstein was somehow capable of committing suicide in is in downtown Manhattan, while the one Diddy is in Brooklyn, so about 10 miles apart. And remember, law enforcement believe that this criminal organization that Diddy allegedly was running was too big for him to be doing it alone. So we better not have another Epstein situation before the whole alleged Diddy gang is outed. Last time we wanted to know who was on the island. This time, we want to know who was at the parties, okay?
And yet, instead of addressing the elephant in the room, Bieber has chosen to pivot. His cryptic social media post about faith feels less like a statement of courage and more like a carefully crafted move to distance himself from the controversy without fully engaging with it. Sure, leaning on faith is admirable, but when your name is being linked to someone facing allegations this serious, people expect more than a spiritual soundbite.
But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
But let's be fair. Bieber's silence on the specifics isn't entirely surprising. He's no stranger to controversies or public scrutiny. From his egg-throwing escapades to the infamous monkey incident, he's weathered his share of storms. This, however, is different. It's not about his own actions, but his proximity to someone accused of life-altering misconduct. The stakes are higher, and so are the expectations.
According to your lawsuit, you were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks, it came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks.
What was the worst moment of your teenage years?
My worst moment of my teenage years was probably being locked up. It was scary. It was in Miami. But what people don't know about that story is the police actually were being corrupt. And I know this sounds crazy, but when they clocked me for driving, I was actually going under the speed limit. They said that we were drag racing and all this sort of stuff, and it just wasn't true. So just clarification, I wasn't drinking and driving, all that sort of stuff, you know. So yeah, I don't think I've ever really set the record straight. I think I did a little bit, but yeah, that's the truth.
The internet, of course, is doing what it does best, dissecting every past interaction between Bieber and Diddy. Photos, videos, and interviews are being pulled from the archives, painting a picture of a young artist who may have been influenced by powerful figures in ways he couldn't fully understand at the time. And while Bieber's fans are quick to defend him, others are questioning the dynamics of his early career.
So the lawyers have got in touch and they've asked me to stop sharing any more videos, so this might be it. But basically, in the top we have Justin Bieber with his shirt off, and we have him surrounded by Diddy and a bunch of other black men. If you're familiar with the white couch experience, normally you have one individual who's undressed and everyone else is dressed. Top right, what we have is Diddy showing Justin Bieber when he was a kid, this could be yours, as Lamborghini, yeah? So look at that particular video. To the bottom right, we have Jaden Smith being overly familiar with Justin Bieber. You can look at that for yourself. And I'm about to play you a clip, yeah? This is Diddy talking to Bieber after they haven't been able to hang out for a while. So check this out.
Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Sorry, my number.
You have to wait for it to loop. It's about to start again. Listen.
I mean,
listen.
good?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out.
It's not our fault that Justin Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get by Diddy no more.
Yo, son, the nigga wanted to be rich, son.
Listen to me. He turned Justin Bieber into a pocket with the
nigga wanted to be rich.
They put the
son.
baby on. Yo, I put the coke in your car on. Yeah. I put the coke in. That Bieber is wrong. You're gonna walk away.
Yet, Bieber's choice to reflect on his faith rather than confront the allegations directly has left many feeling unsatisfied. It's a move that can be seen as self-preservation, but it also raises questions about accountability. While he's not responsible for Diddy's actions, his silence on the specifics feels like a missed opportunity to stand up against a culture of exploitation that's been allowed to thrive in the industry for decades.
He was watching from some sort of vantage point, and once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. And it goes on to say that he sodomized you.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and Fifth just...
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not...
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all really
can't
have
see
a
it?
beef?
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see it.
Y'all can't see that he loves me?
But see...
You really, hold on, you really think that's hate?
Look at here. Look at
Sean Diddy Combs paying $1 million for the killing of rapper Tupac Shakur. According to the court documents, Davis claims Combs paid Eric Von Martin the money.
It's
he
real.
also said that Combs offered to set up a phone call with Terrence Brown.
Holy
the driver
shit.
of the car that rolled up next to Shakur and Suge Knight on September 7th, 1996, near the Strip. Davis says that he was telling on himself and not trying to provide evidence against anyone else. He's accused of orchestrating the plot to kill Shakur. A trial date has been set now for
Holy shit!
His teenage years, once celebrated as the stuff of dreams, are now being re-examined through a much darker lens. Whether he'll address this head-on or continue to post cryptic musings remains to be seen. Until then, the public will keep asking questions, and Bieber will keep leaning on his faith, one Instagram story at a time.
Justin Bieber's song, Baby, was trying to expose P. Diddy. If you listen to the song in P. Diddy's point of view, oh, don't you know you love me, I know you care, just shout whenever. This guy said read it in P. Diddy. I don't want to even put myself in that mindset, man. I'll buy you anything, buy you anything. Then this part is in Justin Bieber's perspective, and I'm in pieces. You shake me till you wake me from this bad dream. Cause he's trying to escape Diddy, bro. Yo. If you listen to Baby, Baby, Baby Oil, that you all will be mine. He doesn't want them to leave them. There's no way. That's a stretch. I know, it's a stretch.
These aren't good people! And if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him. Especially considering that he sat with fucking Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours.
All right, Jeff.
He's not good! And the simple fact that Justin Bieber literally made a public statement and said, Usher asked me to do the Super Bowl with him and I turned it down. Why would he turn it down? Who turns down the Super Bowl?
While his faith might guide him through personal struggles, it does little to address the public's growing unease about his past connections. Should we expect more from Bieber, a direct acknowledgement perhaps, or is he right to simply move on in his own way?
And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are.
Ice Cube, no stranger to speaking his mind, dropped some serious knowledge when he talked about the club of gatekeepers. These are the people who pull the strings, controlling industries and playing games with careers. Cube made it clear he's not a part of that club, and Diddy, well, he might be knee-deep in it. But when it comes to prison, none of that matters. Cube said it best, in there, you're on your own, and Diddy might not be prepared for that reality.
You know, I've been working with, on the big three for a long time, and you know how they've been f***ing with me with that. I done made it, plain, simple, and clear what they've been doing, the NBA been with us. Now, a lot of people might say, like, well, but Cube, you want to work with the NBA. Really, I don't give a fuck about working with the NBA. What I want them to do, when I say work with us, is to stop working against us.
According to Cube, it doesn't matter who you were on the outside. Once you're behind bars, the game changes. He knows firsthand that when you're cut off from your usual allies and resources, survival becomes a whole different challenge. And for Diddy, that challenge could be more than he's ready to handle.
We're now getting a closer look at the mountains of evidence federal investigators collected at the homes of P. Diddy leading up to his indictment. This includes things like guns, ammunition, electronic evidence, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant. To understand all this and how it relates to Diddy's case, we're hearing from former CIA officer and FBI agent Tracy Walder. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and this is Law and Crime News. Major news this week out of New York.
As the case against Sean Diddy Combs deepens, disturbing details continue to emerge. But perhaps the most shocking revelation came from none other than Diddy's own sister, who took the stand in court to expose a dark secret hiding beneath his luxurious estate.
Where now disgraced rapper Sean P. Diddy Combs was arrested and taken into custody. On Monday, a grand jury indicted him on multiple federal charges, including racketeering conspiracy, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Homeland Security took Diddy into custody at the Park Hyatt in New York. According to his legal team, Diddy's been in the city for the past week ahead of these anticipated charges. So Diddy may have had a heads up that these charges were on the way.
During her testimony, she revealed the existence of underground tunnels at Diddy's Los Angeles mansion, tunnels allegedly connecting his home to other high-profile estates, including the infamous Playboy Mansion and the former home of Michael Jackson.
But it wasn't a complete surprise to the rest of us either. Federal investigators issued search warrants on 2 of Diddy's homes this spring, and that's when experts told us it's not if, but when Diddy will be arrested. We couldn't confirm then that Diddy was the target of the search, but we had a good idea what investigators were looking for: electronic evidence of alleged illegal acts like assault, or racketeering. These allegations date back to November of last year, when Cassandra Ventura, known publicly as the singer Cassie,
These tunnels, according to the court documents, weren't just for show. They were designed for discretion, used for secret parties and sinister activities that Diddy has long been accused of orchestrating behind closed doors.
And he was acting like it was nothing. And he seemed to be disconnected from it. It was abusive beyond belief.
I decided to stop because I felt like I was dying. My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day. You know, so it just got scary. I basically said to myself, oh my God, if you're real, you get me through this season of stopping these pills and stuff, and if you do, I'll do the rest of the work. And then I did that, and then I was good from there, but I never did the actual work. I got off the pills, but I never went to the root of everything. So then I just kind of circled back around, which most people do.
What do you think? Is Justin just another victim of an exploitative industry, or should he take a stronger stance against the darker shadows of his past? Let us know in the comments. This conversation is far from over.